Hey guys, good morning. I am back from all of our travels and should be here for a while, hopefully. But the beautiful thing is we can take this business with us wherever we go. And I wanted to share with you this morning. I've got a few notes. I've been doing a game changer boot camp, it's called, with Richard Bliss Brooks. He wrote The 4-Year Career. And if you haven't read it, you definitely want to get this. I actually have 30 copies that were part of what we got as being a part of this boot camp. And it's a tool that you can use in your business. First, you want to read it because it's really good and it's awesome for belief about what you're doing in network marketing. And then it's something that you can utilize in your business. And we'll talk about that on another little video, because what I thought I would do is share with you tips that I'm learning. And with this first little video, as an introduction, and I want to kind of start out and give you one tip that I've learned that has helped me so much. And then let me know if you want to keep receiving these, because I don't want to give them to you if it's not something that resonates for you right now. And I don't want to overwhelm anyone, but I do want to first start out by saying we're doing everything right as a team. Everybody on this boot camp, Donna Johnson talked about today, or on the recording I was watching, she talked about her Facebook group where they do Facebook Lives and they plug people in. And so everyone is doing what we're doing. And so it's all about just utilizing the tools in this business. But first, I want to talk about the small daily activity. And I sent out a call. It was a Kathy Lutz call that was a couple of weeks back on Donna Johnson's Go for Gold SoundCloud on the Saturday morning that she does, where she records them. So if you haven't gotten that call and you'd like to listen to it, let me know. I'll be glad to send it to you. I can just text you the link. It makes it really simple. But Kathy Lutz talked about the fact that this game changer boot camp for her has even changed her mindset around what we should be teaching people in terms of the very small daily activity that you can be doing that drives everything else. So as we all know, we talk about 30 to 40 people a month, and that means 30 to 40 people that we've told the Arbonne story to, product and business. Well, how do you get there? So what is it that drives that? And we talk about our funnel being the people that we're talking to, and just, the very first thing that you're going to do is connect with them and then invite them. And so it's the invite or the ask that drives everything in your business. And that small daily activity that has really changed my business in the last 6 weeks already, I'm seeing it. It's just that ask. And I've been talking to some of you about the time lately, or, just, hey, I've heard that and I hear you. Oh my gosh, life is so busy and so crazy, and people are running in a million different directions. And so some of you have literally 15 minutes to work your business in the day, or 30 minutes. One thing I would ask you to do about that is to really think about this. And this is something that Richard Brooke asked us to think about. What if every single ask that you did for your business, so every person that you invited to take a look, what if you knew that particular ask was going to pay you $500 an ask, or $5,000 an ask? Would you do it? And the truth is that it will, if you are consistent about doing this, because eventually in the end, you're going to have a giant network, and that's going to be comprised of those people that you asked. And so it's connecting the dots and making sure that in your brain, or I should say in my brain, for me, it was connecting those dots and making sure that I knew that all of those simple daily asks that I'm doing are really driving the end result. And so I want you to think of that. And sometimes what happens when you think of it like that and you really connect the dots is you will find that the importance of doing these small daily activities grows, and you'll find the time. But it doesn't take much time, and that's a beautiful thing. So if you're wondering, what should I do for my business today? This is the number one thing that you should be doing, and that is making sure that you have asked at least one, or that you invited at least one person a day to take a look at what you do with Arbonne, product and business. So what is an ask? Because we have to define that to make sure that we're on the same page. That is someone that you've invited to take a look at Arbonne. It might sound like, hey, so-and-so, gosh, it's been so long since we've talked, but listen, I am reaching out to you because I am growing my network and my business and I'm really excited about it. Or I'm reaching out to you because I've started a new side gig with Arbonne. I'm really excited about it. And I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor and just take a look at what I'm doing. Would you be open to watching a video? Or if you know their why, it might sound like, hey, so-and-so, I remember when we talked the other day, you were saying that you were looking for a way to, and then fill in the blank, whatever they were looking for. I think that I have a solution for you. I don't know if it would be a fit, but would you just be open to taking a look at something or watching a video? So we have some great examples of that, by the way, that Gabby's done on our team website. I encourage you to make sure that you're going through those team resources and really looking through that, because that's how you're going to duplicate yourself and train your team. The password is ENVP for all of those team resources. So take a look at that. I'm not going to go over that right now. But the ask is comprised of you asking and getting a yes, no, or maybe. So you can't just throw it out there and not get an answer and think, okay, well, I asked somebody today. That's not an ask. You didn't get a response. For me, I counted up my asks so far since the beginning of June. It's 68 people that I've asked total, or 68 that I threw out there. And then I got about 40 responses total so far, about one a day. And through that, I've got a pretty full pipeline with people looking at the business. I've signed up one person so far as a consultant. And I've got 2 or 3 more that I think will sign up maybe this week. And it takes time, you guys. If you've not been doing hardly any ask, then you could look at maybe a 3-month period that it's gonna take about 3 months for you to start seeing. You'll see some results in a month, but you might not be signing up consultants or business builders for a couple of months or 3 months. So just know that going in, and don't get discouraged. It's the small daily activity, doing that one ask per day, that's going to fill your pipeline. So here's what I want you again to think about. The second takeaway, number one, is if I was getting paid the $500 or $5,000 per ask, would I do it? Absolutely, right? And then the second thing that you want to think about is just, this should take no time in your day. So if you're thinking you don't have time to work this business, I promise you, you do. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you're keeping a good list, and it should be written down. And I'm not even going to go into why, because just trust me on that. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I do keep an updated list, and I'm always adding to it. And so make sure that you have a good list and it's written down. I prefer Google Doc. That's just me. I haven't fully integrated into our CRM yet, but the Google Doc really works for me. And when I have a new person coming on, I ask them to fill out a Google Doc so that we can look at that together. And I keep mine so super simple. And you guys, there's a beautiful master list that is super simple that Gabby added again in team resources. And I think it's under follow-up, activity or follow-up. So take a look at that. You can print those out. You can use a printed form. Whatever works for you, that's up to you. It's your business. But keep that master list updated, and you do that by adding people that you know and then adding people that you come in contact with. So for instance might be, here's a for instance from my recent trip. I went for a mani-pedi while I was in Toronto, and the lady that ended up sitting next to me and I started talking, and she had a British accent, so I asked her where she was from. And from there, it's just connecting, asking lots of questions, getting to know that person. And I found out that she actually uses Arbonne, that her fiance buys for her from someone that she doesn't even know. And she was telling me she'd like to retire early and all these clues. And so all I said was, I might have a way for you to do that. I don't know if it would be a fit for you, but if I sent you a video, would you be open to watching? And she said yes. And so we're connected on Facebook, and that's what we're doing now. She's in my funnel. The flight attendant on the last leg home, I was standing next to the bathroom on the flight, and she was eating a coconut cookie. And she said, I hope that they will stop putting these coconut cookies on these flights because they're so good, they can't stop eating them. And I went to the bathroom, I came back out, and I said, you know, I teach clay kneading with my business. But we can't always be perfect. So just, every once in a while you got to have a coconut cookie. And that's all I said. And then I went to my seat and sat down and thought to myself, what would Mel Robbins do? The 5-second rule. I got a sample out of my bag, which I always have with me. And I went back to the back and said, I don't know if you've ever heard of Arbonne, but I teach clay kneading with Arbonne. And I've got some samples here, and I just happen to have anti-aging, a fizz, and a mascara sample. And I said, this isn't all that we've got, but would you just be open to taking a look at what I do? And she said, yes, and gave me her. And I said, are you on Facebook? I don't want to be a weirdo. Are you on Facebook? And she said, yes. And now we're having a conversation. And she's in my pipeline. So that's how you add people that are cold market, is you just listen and connect, and then talk to them. And, maybe you say, gosh, I love your shoes. Where did you get them? Sometimes it goes somewhere, sometimes it doesn't. But just get in the habit of doing that. But you probably have so many people in your warm market that you haven't reached out to and asked. So from this short video, which is longer than I thought it was going to be, but I wanted to share that with you about doing the small daily activity, making sure that you're asking people and inviting them. And then I'm going to do another one about using tools in our business, because again, we're all super busy. And so I had a conversation last night with Allison. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that, about using tools. And if you can learn to really utilize tools, not only will you free yourself up to go do life, but you're also going to duplicate that in your business. And that's something that we as a team haven't done enough of, but we are doing a much better job of now with the Facebook Lives. But you've got to also follow up. So the next video will be about using tools, and the one after that will be about follow-up. So let me know if you want to hear more. And you guys are all amazing. I think that we've got a rockin' team, and I'm excited about where we're going. Bye.